What's up, YouTube? So I want to do a video talking about glow plastic and other options that you can use to play some disc golf at night. Maybe you work all day and by the time you get out of work there's not enough light to get out to your course and play around. Get yourself some glow plastic. If you have a course that you can access at night, hang some lights in the baskets and you can get out there and have some fun. Probably just want to buy some cheap lanterns or something like that. Little plastic LED lanterns you can hang in the baskets. I don't have any of that to show you. We're mostly going to talk about these discs and from a few different manufacturers, and I'll turn the light off. We'll light them up with some different flashlights and stuff and show you how well they glow and kind of talk about the pros and cons of each one. So let's introduce the players first of all. We have a couple of flashlights. I have my Streamlight. What is this one called? I forget. Streamlight Microstream. Great flashlight. This thing's amazing. Put it in your pocket, weighs almost nothing. You forget it's in there. It's got a clip on it that I reversed. It's actually set up so you can clip it on your hat, but this clip's a little tight, so I actually just reversed a regular pocket clip. You can clip it right on the brim of your hat and turn it into like an instant headlamp. Beautiful little flashlight. But this video is not about that. Just as an example, I have this thing in my pocket all the time. Something you're definitely going to want to have when you're out playing glow rounds, of course, is a flashlight. Not only can you charge your discs with it, even though I wouldn't use this for that, we'll talk about that in a second. You do have to have your own light to, navigate your way through the course without tripping over stuff. It's really dark out there playing in the woods at night. It gets super dark. All you can really see is the basket you have lit up and the discs you're using. So you need a flashlight in between throws to navigate from point A to point B. Also, it makes it much easier to find your disc to have a flashlight, obviously. So Streamlight Microstream is a great option. I have a Streamlight ProTac that I use when I play glow rounds. It's much brighter than this thing, but this thing would do just fine. Streamlight Stylus Pro, also a great light, but really any good flashlight that you have will be just fine there. The other flashlight I have here, this one is a UV light. Now this is what you want to charge your discs. Let's shoot it in the camera, get a little trippy on you guys. Whoa, alright. This is what you want to use to actually, charge the glow plastic itself. Now you can see just shining it on there, you can see it kind of start to glow even with the light still on. So this thing I got online, it's a no-name, it's kind of like a cheap Chinese made UV LED flashlight. You can get brighter ones than this if you want it. I would recommend getting a 2 or 3 pack of these if you're going to go play some glow rounds, just so you have some backups, because if the battery dies on this and you can't charge your glow plastic, it's not going to work quite as well. Obviously, you could then use the flashlight that you have that you're using to navigate through the woods to charge it, but it really doesn't do as good a job. The UV flashlight does a really fantastic job of getting these things to glow nice and strong, kind of the way they're intended to out there on the course. So there's a couple things you need. Flashlights, pretty obvious, right? Let's introduce the players in this video. Some discs. We got the Flashflight LED putter by Night Eyes. This thing is amazing, super bright. It doesn't glow, it has LEDs in it. So there's the LED module. Obviously that's subject to the battery life of the LEDs, but these little battery packs last quite a while, and it's obviously you can replace the batteries as well, which is nice. This thing also has fiber optics in the center here that run out to the outer rim, and as you turn it on you can see that those fiber optics light up in all directions. This thing is beautiful because not only can you see it really well, but it actually shoots light out from every direction, which I would imagine looks really cool flying through the woods at night. I haven't actually got to test this thing in any kind of like deep woods, just out in a local park out here a few times when I was testing it for review. Sadly haven't played much glow this winter, even though it's a lot of fun. But this thing just shoots light in every direction and does a really great job. This is probably, before we get too far into the video, this is probably my recommended option for playing glow rounds. If you're just going to play, or especially a short course, get yourself one of these Flashflight putters. It can handle a full power throw. It's a relatively stable putter. Full review on this guy, if you're interested in that, you can go search that out here on the channel. But it's a stable enough disc so you can throw it on drives and still a putter, so you can use it in short, get it in the bucket. Great disc for that. If you don't have a glow putter and you just have some glow mid-ranges or glow drivers, Really, you can use whatever putter you want when you get in close. I mean, you're so close to the basket at that point, you don't really need to see it as it flies towards the basket. It's a little bit disconcerting to putt without, you know, a regular disc. But if you have a bright enough light hanging on the basket, hopefully it can illuminate at least, you know, part of the putting circle. It's really not that big of a deal. Just use your regular putter at that point. Totally fine. And if you're out there with some buddies, you can have them kind of shine their flashlight on the bucket while you putt. That works really well as well. So, flashlight putter, great option. The problem with this, obviously, is that, you know, the LED module could fail. Even though Night Eye stuff's pretty solid, it could fail, or the battery could die. If you step up to a hole, you throw this thing into the woods, and the battery dies or goes out for any reason, you're gonna probably have some trouble finding it unless you have a really nice, you know, flashlight and at least some idea of where it went. If for some reason you threw it and it died halfway down the flight and you don't know where it landed, I mean, good luck. I mean, as much as that's like a long shot that would ever be an issue, it's just something to think about and something to mention in the video. The nice thing about these the glow plastic is that if you charge it up and then you throw it, it's going to glow for at least a few minutes, and, you know, enough for you to get down to where it went and for you to find it. So let's take a look at the different glow options that I have here to show you guys. I have the Glow Eclipse Proton plastic from MVP. The main problem with this, in my opinion, is that the only part that glows is the gyro rim. Obviously, this inner plastic here does not glow. This stuff does work. I've played glow rounds with this exact disc, or the one that I carry in my bag. It totally works. If you charge it up, it works fine, but it doesn't glow nearly as bright as the LED, although none of these will. And since these discs, the entire disc glows, obviously that's a benefit. This Eclipse plastic is great stuff, though. I carry an Eclipse Axis in my bag at all times. It's one of my favorite discs. It's a great disc to use just all the time because it's actually really visible during the light hours as well with that nice white rim. And the glow rim totally works. So I'll show you what that looks like after I charge it in just a minute here. Let's look at the rest of them. So we got Moonshine plastic, and this is a Trespass by Dynamic Discs. All of the Trilogy brands are available in this Moonshine glow plastic. It's very similar to like Lucid plastic. It's basically like an opaque Lucid disc. And it, you know, flies very similar to my opaque Lucid Trespasses, and it feels almost identical, and it should have, you know, the same kind of durability. So this is a great disc. This stuff glows really nice as well. Also, you know, obviously all these discs are, you know, totally fine to use during the day as well. And in case you're wondering, I believe this Flashflight putter, I'm not sure, you know what, don't know. I was going to say I thought it was PDGA approved because they can have modules and stuff at this point, but that doesn't really matter. I don't think you're paying any sanctioned glow events or anything like that. You need to worry about it. Alright, so then we also have, shout out to Smashbox there. This is my Smashbox fundraiser. This is a max weight Glow Champion Rock 3 by Innova. So this is Innova's Color Glow Champion plastic. Great stuff. This stuff glows really nice. I haven't thrown this disc because A, I don't throw Rock 3s, and B, I bought it just to support Smashbox, and it's kind of a collector. I keep it on the wall. But stuff glows really nice, so I'll give you a representation of what that glows like in a minute. And then I also have, from Vibram, the X-Link rubber in glow. This stuff is really rad. All the kind of white plastic in there glows, and then the orange stuff does not. So it's kind of like the opposite of the Eclipse, where the interior glows but the rim doesn't. This stuff glows really nice too. I just tested it a second ago. So yeah, there are your different options. Let's turn off the lights here and I will show you what they look like in the dark. So, alright, my camera does kind of struggle with this, as you might expect, but you'll still get an idea of how this all works. So let's start with my favorite and preferred, which is the LEDs. Now you can also buy little LED modules, like small flat LEDs that aren't nearly as bright as this, but you can tape them on the bottom of any real translucent disc. Will work just fine. I've used those before. They totally work. They're just not as bright, not nearly as bright as this. and probably not quite as bright as a good glow disc charged with the UV flashlight either. But they work, and the nice thing about that is you can use it on any normal disc. So if you have a go-to, you know, disc that you want to just play glow with as well, you can tape it on the bottom of it, and it totally works. The problem with those is that they're cheap. The battery dies really quick. If you buy a whole bunch of them, I bet you at least a few of them won't work straight out of the, you know, straight away, brand new. They'll just be duds, lemons, just cheap Chinese garbage. You know, Chinese made stuff that's just really cheap and not made very well, not made to last, but it does get the job done. This thing is just badass, so you can see how bright that is. Not only does the disc itself light up, but it shoots a perimeter of light, you know, in all directions. In my room here, you can see it on all the walls, which is really cool. And you can also set this thing so you can pick which color you want. So I'll wait till it gets to like green or purple or one of the later colors. Well, I'll go with clear. And you can click it there and it'll stay on that color. And you can turn it off, turn it back on again. Say I want it to be blue, wait for it to be blue, click it, and it'll stay blue. So this thing is rad. I mean, these things fly great, they feel great, and they're super bright. So this is my preferred option if I'm going to play a glow round for sure. But I would like to be able to supplement it with some drivers and stuff. I haven't tested the Flashflight driver. They have one. But I have some of these other options, so let's take a look at those as well. Flashflight LED putter, really nice. Alright, so where do we start here? Let's start with the Eclipse axis. You can't really see it yet, even though I can see all these glowing slightly just from messing around with them a second ago and charging them slightly in this dark room, but the camera's not picking it up. So what you want to do is you just take your UV flashlight, put it right on the plastic, and you can see as I swipe it, it takes that energy out of there, and it glows. So I'll do a couple of rounds on this disc to give you an idea of what it looks like when you charge it up. So you can see that UV light does a really good job, and there you go. So obviously you can see straight away the problem, or you know, just the factor that's worth mentioning, I guess, on this disc is that obviously only the rim's glowing, and therefore it hampers the visibility quite a bit. I will also say that this glow plastic itself isn't quite as bright glowing as the other stuff either. But that being said, I have actually, out of all these discs I'm showing you here, this Eclipse plastic is the only one I've actually used for glow rounds, because it's something I carry in the bag all the time, and I had it with me, and we ended up playing some, you know, kind of impromptu glow out at Stubb Stewart, and it works great. I mean, out in the dark woods, you can see it just fine. You see it while it's flying, and you can find it while it's laying on the ground. Totally works. But again, probably one of the weaker actual glows. You know, it just doesn't glow quite as well as the other stuff. I'll show you right now. Alright, so let's take a look at this trespass. So even just to hit it with just a quick light, not even right up close to it, you can see how bright that glows. But it fades out relatively quick as well. That's interesting too. You can kind of like draw on this thing. Draw like an X there. You can see that. See how it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to do. So let's charge it up fully, and I'll show you what it looks like for a second here. The Moonshine plastic does a great job, and it's just a really nice overall plastic, so good stuff. Alright, so there's that. That's just with a quick charge on there, and you can see it glows really nice. So the good stuff, the Moonshine plastic does a great job there. Let's move on to the Innova Color Glow. Now, even though the disc looks blue, when it's not glowing, once you light it up, it's got that same kind of pale, kind of fluorescent green color as most other glow discs do, which I was a little bit disappointed by. I thought it meant it was going to kind of glow blue. I thought that would be kind of cool. That was just me taking a guess, I suppose. You can see this stuff glows really nice, maybe even a little bit better than the Moonshine plastic. It's hard to say, but it's relatively similar. Good stuff though. The Innova Color Champion Glow stuff glows really nice. So that works well. Last but not least, we got the Vibram here. Let's take a look at how this guy looks. This thing looks super cool when it's all glowing, because all the patches that don't glow stand out and look really interesting. Excellent Glow Vibram Vamp. That's what this is. So that thing glows really nice. as you can see. I think that's really nice. It's really bright and it works really well. Interesting stuff. You can still see where it says Vamp on the bottom there. Beautiful disc. What an interesting, unique disc that is. Really like that. So there are all the different glow options. Look, that Vibrum's glowing so much you can see it even through the other discs. There are the different various different options for you as far as some different discs you might be able to play some glow rounds with. I'm plugging my light back in here for a second. Wrap it up. Just wanted to kind of show you guys some different options in case you want to get out there and try to play some glow and you didn't really know where to start. Just give you some basic info on the whole concept as a whole. Remember, you definitely want to try the UV light. Definitely want to have your own backup flashlights to navigate your way through the dark woods or whatever course you're playing at night. And again, I would probably prefer to just go with the LED Flashflight putter. It's just a great option. But if I was going to go play a glow round, I would probably take all three of these for sure, just to have some different options. Unless it was a really short course, then I would just stick with a putter. That'd be just fine. So that's the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.